Why, hello there. Let's make sure everything good here. Internet not good. There we go. That. And that's good. And that looks all right. Okay, so what are we going to get up to today? We just all that. We need to write a form for let's follow here. That's what we're going to get up to today. At the start, anyway. Because we need to be able to turn this into something usable. So, I'm all kinds of discombobulated here. One sec. I was running the AC yesterday because it was so dang hot in here. Today, I'm running the heat, and it's chilly. The weather be crazy, yo. Okay. My internet seems to be struggling today, which I don't approve of. Fix yourself. Be better. That's not better. Fix yourself. Be better. What is going on? There. Now stay better. All right. So we have this form to do. We're going to put you in the horizontal folder because we put things in folders where we could find them again. And what did we called you room tile? We did. So let's just call you well, no, that's not true. Oh, we put you down here. Do I like that? Yeah, because you only get used here. That's fine. I can reorganize it later if I decide I don't like it. Horizontal tile form. Like so. We'll start stateless, but I'm pretty sure it's going to need to be stateful here eventually. Oh, you know what we forgot to do also? We didn't do our skills yet in the other form. That's okay. We'll do all these widgets and then we'll write one that we can reuse. Okay. Form data controller. This form we just made like so. It's also going to need to take a form key. Did we do... Yeah, global key. Like so. What are you mad? Oh. Oh. I did forget to final that. Okay. All of that like so. It's now saying hello world. Beautiful. Okay. Let's keep our room data form over here. Let's also go ahead. Do that right quick. I'll change this that I forgot to change. And then let's take a look here. This is stateful because we're going to need the drop-down menus, which I believe. Let me double check that. Let's see here. Pull this over. We can take a looky here. Yeah, this is stateful because there's an on selected going on here, which sets this actually. I don't know that that's going to matter if we are not. Does it say? Some of them say if they need to be stateful or not, or if they contain state within themselves. Like this is stateful because it displays this stuff. We're gonna leave it, and if we can convert this later, we will. And if we have to convert this later, then we will. It's no big deal. We'll worry about that when the time comes. For right meow, what we're gonna do is take a looky look here, and we actually already have a pattern for connections and a form for the connections. We just need to wire this up actually kind of like in the same exact way here. This should be very easy. I forgot we had those because they're on rooms. Of course we do, right? Silly me. But we have a form field holder. We're going to want to do this, I think, here to make it look the same. Oh, we did 30. Comma, please. Thank you. Form key. Maybe it was the form. It was the form field that required. We're going to find out. And then we really just need to say all this in here. Oops. That's not the correct name. We called you map state, right? That looks more like it. We'll call you that. Connections, because we're still using that. Oh, we did. We didn't do a list view because this whole thing scrolls. That's why. Where do we put the scroller on you? It must be outside. Right there. But if we were to do this, think your context and no. What are you? One of his, I think it is. I think it is a build context. And then the index, right? Yeah. And then that would go away. The item count. Yes. This is map state connections length. And here we return connection form index is that can go away too. Is index. But we need to be able to say that you're not scrollable, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because then you're gonna freak out. Scroll physics. Wait. Is that not? I thought I just saw you. Oh, just physics. Thought it was never. Can't remember. Where's my docs? Can't remember now. It's like scroll physics, never scrollable physics. Tell me of your ways. Never scrollable physics. Is it just that? Oop. Oh my gosh. And that still breaks it? Ugh. I guess I do have a column in here that I don't really need if I do this. Still unbound? Is it because... it's the wrong place? Ah, we already put you, duh. We put you in that scroll view. Is there... non-scrollable list view. Well, they say to do the same thing I just did. It must come with its own expanded or something like that as part of itself. So we just basically can't do that. Could also be because it's a stack. That's kind of annoying. But it's really not the end of the world. It's not a huge thing. The real main thing is that list view unloads its children when they're not visible, and that's not going to be a concern for this particular widget. So like, it would have been nice to use it just for having it. But it's fine. And you need to know the index of yourself. Why exactly? Index. Because if you update, okay. That's fine. App state connections length I plus. Oh, but I can't do. Fine, be that way. Do 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 do. We'll just do the needful. Wrong buttons. There we go. We don't have access to map state? Oh, that's right. Fine then. Give it to me. And then what were you called again? Were you connection data form or were you just connection? Yeah. Fine then, be that way. And then got one extra of them. What are you about? Oh, I forgot to put my column back in. That's what you're about. Okay. So we got that in. We should get our unsaved changes for freezies. We do. We don't get reset for freezies. Oh, did we forget to? No, we implemented reset in room data form. Reset selected tile. Selected tiles, original selected tile. So why didn't that? Did we overlook? No, that works. We didn't clone you, that's why. If we do that, then it's reset. Okay. And if we leave there and go back. Okay. There we go. Let's see here. What else do we need? I don't think anything, actually. That has all that. Oh. Numbers are changing. I was like, it's not changing. Okay. Well, not too bad. Good enough to start with. the scaffolding for horizontal widgets. Okay. Meow. We need to get the saving. That's going to be in the map controller. That's done. We took care of that the other day. So we're going to need to do some tests as well to make sure whatever we write in here is good. Let's just collapse this so we can have an overview here. We made a bunch of helpers yesterday to help with this task, and we can start consuming. We started consuming them a little bit yesterday, but we're going to start doing more. So I probably want to do do I want to do a no changes test? No. That doesn't make any sense. We're just going to do a regular old testy test of setting it up and changing it. We will need, though, to write the logic for it, because connection data update does not exist yet. We have update connection tile, though. And we just take this connection. So I think we're actually set up for success here. We just got to write it. And I don't know why this is all... Oh, because this is public and this is not. Okay. We have our helpers down here as well. And I got to think about how I want to do this. That gets my parent. So we're going to have a connection data object come in, which is our model. We can get the parent, and actually it might be a good idea to make a convenience helper just because it's going to be easier to read. Let's do that. You can live here. Well, actually, no. We get the coordinate already. So let's just go with that. So when we get a connection data, I'm going to think about a couple things, actually. We can set the data. That's fine. I feel like I want these guys to live down with this stuff, just for visual organization. We can wire that up while we're here. We want to make sure the ID is correct. In the same way we did before. So let's do that. Oh, actually, this... This doesn't set the data in there. That's what that should be. This connection. I guess we could put it in here. Well, that's not true. Because if it... We don't have a connection. Do we have connection data? We do. We do at this point. I think, actually, we don't even need to worry about that. I think we can just do it. I guess we can double check. We can say if... Wait. Yeah, you should be a room tone. Well, what if you're null? If you're null, then we shouldn't set you. We can't connect you. So I guess the first thing... Let's do this. Well, actually, no, because we need to null. So we only can do this part. If this is null, argument error, it's a bad argument. Because get parent is based on the origin, just as an accident of... Well, no, because we'd catch that here. If it's not in the table. So yeah, we don't even need to do that. So then we can just say... I think we can do contains and well, I guess we can just do... No, we couldn't do that. This connection... So if it contains it already and the IDs aren't... This is wordy. I don't want to do that. I want to say... And then I could break the if here. So if it contains this, then current ID equals... This could be this line. We'll lean on those convenience functions pretty heavy. Oh yeah, that could be nullable. Or it should be. Have to be, really. Then we can say if if it's not null and it doesn't equal this, and then we can just say current ID here. That'll be a lot nicer to read again in the future. Okay. Otherwise, if it's not in there, then we can add it. Or if it matches, then we can override it. That's fine. I'm okay with that. And then in here, we just need to update connection tile data. What did we do for room with the warnings? We threw an error because there should be no warnings at this point. Okay, that's fine. We can do the same thing here. And we say if you're not empty, errors encountered, attempting to update connection data for connection ID the UUID, like so. Okay. Then, I think ready to write tests and see if I've overlooked anything. So here we're just going to borrow all of this. We can get the connection tile. If we pick a vector. So we'll say horizontal connection tile. Wait. Yes. We just get connection tile, I think. Yes. Okay. We need a connection for this, though. Which we can pull out of... Hang on. Is there a better way? No, there's not. We're going to change one connection for this test when we eventually get there, because I want to make sure we only change the correct data, right? We need to get a connection out of here, though. But that should be fine. You need a connection data. Not the map. The connection table. We're just going to grab something halfway through that list. I can't get an index of you? That still won't let me index that? Ah. Do any of these help me? First null, last null, singular null, non-nulls. To list. No? Yes. No? If I use the right things, it would help, but oh, that's right. I'm dumb. This only gives me the UID of this parent. Ah. Thought I was going to be clever there, didn't I? Okay, how else am I going to get a connection data that's not at the edge and we can kind of just programmatically decide? We also need to know that it's horizontal. Well, I guess we know. We know the dimensions. We could do it that way. It'd be okay. Is that the smartest way to do it? We just indexed into the map in other places. So if it's a stupid idea, it's a stupid idea with precedent. And we know it's a 3x3, which is going to end up being 5 by 5, our center 0, 1, 2 is 2, 2. So at 1, 2, we should have a horizontal connection tile. Let's actually do... This isn't going to help us here. Oops. We're going to just get rid of that and replace this, because we don't have the connection to go from there. So we just need to do that. And actually we can do... this. Oh, west, let's just say. Are you not a... Oh, it's because... Yeah, that has to exist. Okay. Now... need to make a new one. It needs UID is going to be that same. It needs, I should just open oh. Why won't you let me set that? Oh, because I'm dumb. And trying to edit it in the wrong place. This is going to stay the same. Because you can't move a connection like that. That just doesn't make any sense. In fact, that's a thing we should test. Well, actually, why couldn't you? As long as it's the same kind of a connection, then you should be able to move that. I'm okay with that as a thing, as a concept. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just throw myself a note there. Okay, but in the meantime, transit inter needs to be updated. Transit inter message. Exit, updated, transit, exit message. And then let's, because it'll be very easy to duplicate this test and just test the other direction, we're going to do that. to make sure that we don't regress in the future. Exit description, updated exit description message. Easy enough to do. Okay. Now we do update tile, update the data. Except, yeah, you take a connection data. Yeah, that's fine. And then we expect you can we get away with I think we can do this. And we changed the west connection. Did I correctly notate that? I did, okay. We expect that the UUID should be equal to what we had. That shouldn't have been changed. And it shouldn't be null. Oh, this shouldn't be null. Yeah, okay. Let's actually... let's chuck an expectation around that. Origin is equal to starting data origin destination is equal to starting. Do I have to do that on all of them? I do. Okay. We're going to also expect oh, you know what? I'm stupid. We have do I want to use that though? Yeah, I'm okay with that. updated tile, update data. We expect that to be true. And we're good. Keep building, sir. I plan to. Appreciate you, though. And we're going to flip this around. Ooh, actually, before I do, we do need to right, no, we can still use tile. But east connection, and let's also store the east connection. We also should expect, well, I think our validator handles null. It doesn't handle null. Data can't be null. So yeah, if this is null, we can just bake in that functionality. Because it doesn't make sense to account for checking against null. If we wanted to check if it was null, we could just do that. So we validate that way. And then, what happened here? Oh. I forgot to type words. That's what happened there. Okay. Really? Oh, wait. I'm dumb. Hang on. Target vector. Um, I've made a mistake in here. So this should still be correct. Because it takes the vector of the data we feed in. So that should be okay. I've just used it incorrectly. I was smarter when I wrote it than I was when I consumed it, apparently. Okay. So, west we did. We don't need that. We need this to be starting west data. We need this to be east. We need this to exist. Like so. And then you should pass for almost free. And then we've cross-validated that we can change both of them without muddying the other. We don't need to check changing both, because this doesn't actually do that. That's going to be the job of the thing feeding it in to say, just change them both, because I'm going to give you both. We should do... This guy can be the pattern. A bad ID. So we won't need that. Or will we? We could keep it. We can use that still. This, though, needs to be from string ID v4 like so. And then this... what's the syntax for that again? This is the syntax for that. So we expect this, that, but it's not going to be an argument error, or is it? It's going to be an exception. And then this we can validate both of those aren't changed. I didn't get an exception. Why didn't I get an exception? Oh no, it should be argument error. But I don't think it threw that either. Unless I'm misreading this output. It's possible. Reread that. Ah. I didn't read further than that, and I should have. Through argument error. Parent ID for connection ID not in coordinate. Or not in connection table. We could also... Let's see. Let's think... This is actually from here. No? That's in remove. I don't want to be in remove. I want to be in set. Where did that error come from? Must have come from one of these guys. Is there a way for us to check the... We have so many nested things now because this is such a complicated task. That's a horrible answer. Why? Nobody's talking about checking which error. And that's for widget testing. Do we just not do that in Flutter and Dart? It's possible. Can I do that, or just nobody knows? Can I get the error text in some way, shape, or form? Having? Oh, okay, here we go. So we can do... throws, argument error, having... No? Oh, I see. So we expect that... throws a... argument error, okay? The syntax is horrible for this. Oh, I did, throws a... is a... Gosh, this is horrible. Having... error... we want to see it having... let's just say, is not the same as the current connection ID. I think we're missing one of them. But they've done... wow. Just wow. I'm skeptical about all that. But... if I was to say... just as a test to make sure I'm on the right track here... ID... so this should pass if that's... if I'm understanding this horrible lump of... no, it needs the full thing, I bet. Let's just see. Like, obviously, that's very much not an acceptable way to do this, but would it work if we did? No, it wouldn't. Oh, I copied too many things. Oh, and then the ID changed. Okay. But the answer is yes. Is there a way... Oh, this is a way better approach if this works. Hang on. I should have scrolled down further. That was pretty hideous. Yeah, all of that is super hideous. Let's do this instead. So... I'm going to dig all this out of here. Boop. I don't know why I didn't think of this. This is like the simplest. Try, right? Boom. On argument error, catch E. Like so. Expect E message. Is there a string contains? I don't want to do the whole thing. There it is. It's string dot contains. Do I need to regex you though? I don't want to regex. I really don't. Just says pattern. Oh no, I can do. Can I do this? And we were saying this. I should be able to just use a string for this. Let's find out. This should fail. Okay. Not the best output. We can fix that up, though. Reason is error message and let's do this. That. And I could do some new lines to make it a little more readable. Error message does not contain. Okay. Does this catch? No. Let's... Oops. We can do this. We can say... E is argument error. Unnecessary cast. Seems wonky. Can I also... Could I just say this without mecking about? Doesn't seem so. That's annoying. I'm gonna do that, even though I kind of hate it. Else fail exception is not an argument error. And we'll be a little bit more precise. There we go. Okay. So this should theoretically invalid arguments. That output is super wonky. It does. Okay. Can I catch exceptions and errors? I have questions. I guess it doesn't really matter for this. Like, if it throws an exception, it's just going to fail the test. I guess I would just catch E. Oh, and that would then fix this unnecessary casting business. Okay. That's super weird that suddenly it works. Like, it seems like it should, but okay, I'll take it. Must be a Dart-ism there that I'm ignorant of. Am I doing web dev? Not really. I'm doing map editor for a mud game dev. Okay. So there we go. We got our message. That's all correct now. Now we just need to fix it's not returning the correct error. So it has to be, because it's getting not in connection table, which is weird. Well, I guess it's not. What we need to do is we need to not just make up one of these, because that makes sense, right? Because it's going to come in here, it's going to look into the connection table and say, I don't have a parent for you. What's going on there, right? That's a correct error. In that case, we just need to make a better case for what we're actually trying to test. Let's instead grab... Actually, 3-2 will be another horizontal. You let me? There we go. We're going to grab your UUID, your neighbor. Now we should get the right error for this test we're trying to do. But we don't. Well, we got something. That's not the one I wanted. Is there like a... We do need to write a better error. Is there a handy dandy... a diff function? Ah, okay. There is. So we can say... We would have to return something from here, but I'm okay with that. Or... I think it's just... No. What was the optional argument? Square braces. Like so. That will not break our other tests. Well, we should break them. Because we're going to have this same problem where the output is not helpful. So let's do it. Ooh, but we can't diff like that. Let's make this return a string. Can I do that? Would that be readable? I don't know for sure. We can do this kind of thing here. Except we have to handle null there. Could do that. I don't know how that's going to print out. But it'll return something. And if we need to fix it later, we will. Basically, this is going to be the pattern. And we should have a stringer for coordinates, so that should be fine. Like so. Like so. Like so. And like so. That. Okay. Meow. All of these that we just broke. Up here. String. That. Then that fixes all of that because it returns automatically. Perfect. This. This we can also just return a string. That'll be fine. It'll give us the same output. Oh yeah, I forgot we had that. Let's see, what else? What's the... think it's just an empty string in that case. Okay. And we take that out back out of there. Thought I did that, apparently not. Now, I expect these to be empty. If they're not, it's going to be a little bit more wordy, but that's what we'll do. Grab you. Okay. I think I can steal this. Just need to these ones actually need to flip around, so they'll make sense. And this is update data, like so. This will be the same except for flipped again down here. Update data. Place those. Okay, anywhere else this is broken? It's gonna be silently broken, unfortunately. That one's good. It's this guy. Actually, I'm only using in one. This fella right here. What are you mad about? Oh, expected data got dropped. Hang on. Oh, null was the expected data. Clean this crap up here. So we expect connection diff is empty, reason connection diff. All right. Done with that for now. I need to run all of the tests because we made a bunch of changes. But we expect to see one of them failing still, because we didn't change the thing, we just changed the messaging. Ah, this is not... I missed one. Connection diff. Is empty. Reason connection diff. Okay, let's try that again. The other one passed, so we should still be good. And we are, except for our last one here, which sent us down on this little side quest. Okay. So my UUIDs are not the same. Oh, it'll actually give me. That's fine. Didn't think about that. Where are you? Little testy test. Here we go. I actually don't need reasons if we're going to do expecting empty. There we go. Struggling to pull that regex out of my butt. There we go. In the sake, or in the name of, for the sake of being a little bit cleaner with it. Okay, so we need to double check what happened here. West diff, east diff. And we might be able to get this just a little bit better to read. If we do a little bit more cooking here. Action tile is null. Actually, I could maybe... Well, I guess that's kind of... Without making a stringer for it, it's going to be a difficult... West connection, east connection. Oh, so we didn't throw our error. That's the real reason. No, it did. Otherwise, it would have failed here. So what happened? I typed return instead of... We replaced your UID. So what happened? We didn't get there? What happened? What did I overlook here? Okay. We get here. Come in here. Current ID. That is the ID, though. Um... And then this connection and current ID. Hang on a second. Definitely grabbed a different ID. Okay, so this connection's UUID is 7BF B55B. It changed. How did that end up changing? Wait, no. I'm losing my mind. B55B. That's fine. Parent tile is 0, 0. That's not correct at all. Why did I get 0, 0 there? This connection, origin. That's not correct. Not even a little bit. But in my real map, east to 3-1, west to 2-1, those are correct. What has gone on here? Target connection tile. Oh, you know what that might be? Okay, so it's 1, 2. 0, 1, 0, 1, 2. So it should connect. Yeah, that's not right at all. Origin should be... Wait. 0, 1. And then 1, 2. Because this is the real map. So 0, 1, 0, 1, 2. So if this was the 6x6, it should be here. So 0, 1, and, oh, it is 0, 1, 1, 1. Oh, right. The offset has bamboozled me again. Okay. So our offset becomes 2, 2. which should be I think correct. Because if it was do, that would be 1 1. So that'd be 2 2. 0 1 2 0 1 2. So that's correct. So our parent tile becomes 2 2. Okay, so far so good. The connections list in here is large. We should have to the east. So 1 1, and it goes to 2 1. Boop. But west is the one that we looked at. She's got to be in here somewhere. Last one in the list, maybe? Yes. Okay. Which is from 1 1 to 0 1. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So its ID should be 22318. The connection in here. 22318. And then this connection's ID is not that. Oh, you know what? Oh, I'm dumb. It will. This tile does contain that connection. We went to the other side of him. But that is a case we need to handle. So we need to come in here and say if let's pull this out. Well, actually, no. We can do. Nah, but yeah. Let's pull this out. This part. We'll say. Oops. Cannot type today. You. This should give us connection data is this. So if connection vector is equal to this connection vector. I forgot I made that convenience function. Then we do that. Ooh, actually I can't do that because then it just won't get set. It'll be set as null. Instead of doing the current ID, we're going to do this. Like so. So then we say if existing connection is not equal to null and UUID is not equal to my ID, that I think fixes it, if I'm not mistaken. Because before we just... Or wait, actually, hang on. I've just reproduced the same exact thing, I think. Because the exact... Yeah. Ooh, except... I guess we can just compare vectors. Well, hang on. We'll do one at a time. Give you your own if. And then we'll do another if here. That way we can get the correct messaging out of it. And we'll say provided connection matches connection ID this connection UUID will need squirrely braces. This one will be existing connection UUID. Private connection ID matches with an existing ID on this parent, but the vector is incorrect for this ID. That hopefully is enough to debug. If we need to, we can make that string longer, but I'd rather not. If I can avoid it, it's already very wordy. We still didn't? Why didn't I fail on anything? Okay, so we come in here. Existing connection. What are you? East. Oh no! It's the other side. Oh. Oh, that's so bad. They're going to have the same origin. They're going to have the same vector. This one's going to be failing on the east connection, I bet. Um, oh, whoops. I bet you. Hang on. No, I don't want to debug. I want to run. West connection is different. Well, no. And without checking this second one, it's still west. Okay, so I'm wrong. Okay, what am I overlooking here? Existing connection is not null because we pulled you out of the parent tile. From the west to the east. Wait. Something else might be wrong here. How did parent tile become 0, 0? That's for sure not correct. That's a diagonal. Okay, so something else is going on as well. Zero, zero is not a correct offset. What happened here? It's not right at all. Okay. That should be here. Test connection. Map. At 1, 2. That's not correct either. What's going on? It's like you didn't load all the way. You're supposed to be 5.5 though. Room data, vertical, null. What? And then this connection. How did you determine? We must dig deeper. Oh. Because I'm dumb. Because we hadn't finished loading the map yet. We used this to load the map. Ah. So of course it wasn't done yet. It was in the middle of being loaded. Okay. Let's go back to there. All right. So now it's got things in it. Oh my gosh. All right. So we grab our test tile, our target connection. 0, 1, and 1, 1. That's correct. That's the east. 1, 1 to 0, 1 is not correct. Wait. It is. Never mind. I'm losing my mind. Because it's this one. So, east. Origin is 1, 1. And these are backwards. We need to fix that eventually. Well, then they're not backwards. They just look backwards. They're hard to read. And then from 0, 1 to 1, 1. From the west to the east. 0, 1. We go west to go 1, 1. Unless I'm backwards. Which I might be. Zero, 1 to 1, 1. Yeah, that's to the east. So if you were in the origin, the message would be so-and-so leaves to the east. So they went east. Yeah, it's the right way out. Okay. That's why. They're not backwards. They just look backwards. I need to fix that. It's on my to-do list. And then we have our west guy to the west for 1-1. To the west to 0-1. Okay. So that's correct. We've got our target. We grab our connection datas. All is happy there. Now we build our update data. I don't think I need to do any of that, actually. We step into here. So, this connection, we grab the west one. So it's 1-1 to 0-1 to the west. Makes sense. And it has 3790 as its ID. We get our offset, 2-2. That's correct. We get our parent tile. Parent tile, you're 1-1. That's correct with the offset. You have connections in you, lots of them. This is the west, so this ID should not match. Because this connection, wait, 3790, origins 1-1, it should be the east connection. So 1-1, no, I've grabbed the wrong. This is not correct. Wait, no. Yeah, okay. Duh. We just replaced this. It should be. I can tell I'm getting tired. I'm making so many confusions. Parent tile, connections. It should be this ID. These IDs do not match. So, existing connection is null. We didn't find it. That's correct. Well, okay, so there's a different edge case there. We would need these two cases aren't even actually valid. What we should do all right, so we've used a valid ID. It's not valid for, well, it's not even the ID that they're matching against here. Oh, okay. It's this. So what we need to do, well, Let's do this. This does need to be nullable because what are you called? Connection table. I think somebody's knocking. Hang on one second. Must be losing my mind. Anywho. As I was saying, okay, so connection table. Oh, not map connect. It's just connection table. This connection UUID. Oh, right. I keep forgetting that only gives me UUIDs. But we can do this. We can get the parent ID. Okay. If parent ID is not null and parent ID is not equal to this connection, or not that, parent offset location. Now, gosh, parent tile. My goodness. Because we got him from the offset. This is closer to this one. This is connection ID. This is parent ID. Current parent ID. And this will be parent ID. Okay. How do we get... These can't happen. If it's a valid ID in our map, this error fires if it's not the same one. If it's not a valid ID, then it doesn't come up when we look up. This. So what we need to do here before we do this is say if if this is not null, then we can do that. And then we can do all of this. if the connection table doesn't have this, it's new. Just add it. Is there any other... Oh, actually... Crap, we can't quite do that because we do need... How do we know? We got to do this. If it's new... Actually, we do this. Otherwise, you'd have to catch the exceptions, and I'd rather just skip throwing them. See if this a connection we already know about. Okay, so then parent offset location equals this connection origin times map offset. How do we feel about this meow? Best connection is different. How? What am I missing here? I want to make sure. It's because it's not ending up with an argument error. Well, no, it should be catching something. Sure, chuck that in there just in case. Yeah, go in here. We didn't get null. Oh, no, we haven't called it yet. Okay, yes, this is correct because we did pull you out of there. You do exist in the map somewhere. We have the parent tile. We have the parent ID, which is 27B or 727B if you like. This connection's origin is... Oh. Shit. Um, well, okay, here's what I'm going to do. Figure out correct way to not overwrite data here. Still allow creating new tile. I'm tired. I keep confusing myself. It's already confusing enough being a 3D-dimensional map and all that. But I'm going to go to bed because I'm tired. And I'll figure this out next time I work on this. So thank you for everybody who came to hang out. It was good to see those of you who I've seen before, and it's good to meet those of you who were new. I appreciate you hanging out. If you like this kind of thing, I do this thing a couple hours a night, 4 days a week, currently, starting on Friday, ending on Monday. So if you come back on next Friday, this coming Friday, I'll be doing some more of it, and I'd love to see you again. And if not, you guys have yourselves a great week anyway, and I will